It's the most popular restaurant in Savannah, maybe one of the most reputable along the southeast coast. But just as most of Savannah's historic district has a history and skeletons in their closet, if you will, the Olde Pink House has plenty going on, both when the guests are dining and not at all.
I was doing my paperwork late at night, and we do them in individual rooms in the house. And I watched a shadow appear on the floor, went diagonally across the room, right next to me, went under a door. Looked like shining down on the person as he was walking, but there was no person.
Brian Manterfield has worked at the Pink House for 6 years. Certainly not long enough to tell you hours worth of campfire stories that would make you wonder who still lives in here, but long enough to know what he has witnessed.
This is 4 years ago. I was serving a family of 4 on the main floor. There were 2 10-year-old twin girls having dinner with their parents. I asked their age to verify the story, but I was talking to some guests across the room. Out of the corner of my eye, I watched one of the girls' hair go up by itself. And it was too much hair to be static. It looked like someone grabbed a handful of the back of her hair and just lifted it up. And she screamed in the middle of a full dining room. It was 7:30. Half people in the room witnessed it. So I rushed over to see if she's okay. She said it felt like someone touched the back of her neck.
The original building, as most were in colonial Savannah, somewhat small by modern standards. The Pink House nearly doubled in size in 2008, but it's the Tavern downstairs that has always been a part of this historic spot that draws the most attention for unexplainable activity.
And it was about 1:15 in the morning, and I knew there was no one down in the basement because the bartender had turned the lights off and came upstairs. About 15 minutes after that, I watched a larger gentleman going down the stairs with an old-fashioned costume on. He had red and green ruffles on his right shoulder, which is all I saw as he curled around the stairs. So I thought it was a guest. I followed him down the stairs to tell him we're closed. By the time I got to the bottom of the stairs, I was the only one in the room. He just disappeared.
Planters Tavern sits below the Pink House. It really is one of the most romantic hideouts in the city, but that comes sometimes at a price.
No, I look for it now, but when I do look for it, I never seem to see anything. It always happens when I'm not expecting.
One night, a manager who was the last to lock up and leave turned around to get something he had left behind. As he approached the Pink House, every light in the building turned on, visible through every window. There was no one in the building, and the entire building isn't on one electrical circuit. The manager turned right back around and went home. You wouldn't think so, but the guests at the Pink House come for the great food, but in many cases they want to hear the stories about things that go bump in the night. Guests are often given tours of the home after dinner. They aren't ghost tours, more history than not. So the next time you make plans to visit, keep in mind that dinner may be wonderful, but while you enjoy, you could possibly be a guest of the dead.